Alright, welcome back. What I'm going to do now is try and take you through step by step of using a free bet. In this instance, I've got a free bet on Paddy Power. So if I click over to Paddy Power, you can see there, free £10 bet. If you've seen my previous videos today, I actually had £20 worth of free bets until I used one accidentally. So we've got one left. So I did go and have a look in a previous video that but I didn't. There was a couple of problems. Well, the main problem was I'd had a few other bets on, so I had nothing left in the exchange. I've just looked in my SmartBets account now, and I've got enough money in there to put a free bet on for a tenner. Enough liability. So first thing I would do is, obviously we're using Odds Monkey here. I'm going to Tools. We'll go to Odds Matcher, and this is a way to ensure you always make a profit from a free bet. So this is the Odds Matcher here. So as you can see, it just lists all different bookmakers. So that's the top one there for Paddy Power, but the odds are 34, which is high. So if you put £10 on that, you need £340 liability. Now I don't have that kind of liability in there. I said I had some money in SmartBets. I think I looked at it was about £175, so I wouldn't be able to put that bet on anyway. So the idea is you look for the next one for the book you're interested in, but obviously the best way to do that is to filter the bookmaker you're interested in. So you drop down the bookmakers, take off all the bookmakers, and then scroll down to Paddy Power. There's Paddy Power there, so check Paddy Power. And then also, I only got money in my SmartBets account for reasons I explained earlier. So I'll just select SmartBets on its own so that the others don't get in the way. You can also change anything on here as well. You can look for certain text. So if you're interested in a bet that you only want to do on Goodwood, for example, you might have a free bet that you could only use on Goodwood. You could type Goodwood in there, it just filters the results down. The other one you would use is down here, minimum or back odds. It's not worth doing them at 1 because you're not going to see a big return. But I don't tend to worry about that too much. What I do is I apply the filter now, and then I click on the free bet that you can see here once the filter's applied. Just taking some time, like all of today. So you can see there, that's the list. Now there's a big difference between normal and free bet. Normal is where you're just trying to go for the smallest qualifying loss possible. Whereas free bet is where you're trying to maximise the return on your free bet. So I think I've mentioned in previous videos, I've got a £10 free bet. I'd look to be getting at least £8 out of that. Now you see down here the free bet rating goes from 110. I wouldn't do anything that's in red because that's what's called an ARB, and it's just gonna highlight it. It's going to set the alarm bells ringing to the bookies because they'll know you're getting on that horse because you got better odds with them than you did at the exchange. There's a potential twig onto that. I also, for a free bet at the minute, because you can see all these golf ones, you're betting on a player to win a golf tournament, and the odds are really, really high. So, for example, the £10 free bet, I'd need £810 at SmartBets to cover that. And also, the problem with the golf is it's normally a tournament. I haven't actually looked at this tournament here. It's all the same tournament, just different players. Because of that, they potentially kick off on Thursday, but then don't finish until Sunday. They're normally like 3 or 4 rounds of golf probably. So it's probably something like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you wouldn't get your money back until Sunday. So you'd be tying up £810 in the exchange if you put that bet on until Sunday, which you might need for other bets between now and Sunday. So I tend to stay away from the golf. So I can actually filter those out as well. If I went to sports here, I'll show you how that works. You scroll down and then I can just untick golf and then apply the filter again. That just gets rid of them. You can look down them and say, well, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that. But you get used to using this. So looking at this free bet rating here, you look down here, so it's a £10 free bet. So if I've placed this one with a back on Paddy Power and a lay on SmartBets at 7 and 7.2, I'd be looking at an 83.33% return, which basically means out of my £10 I'd get £8.33. So I'm happy enough with that. Plus the odds are quite low, or low enough, because it's 7, so I'd only need 70 quid in there for my tenner, and I know I've got 175. The other thing is I look at is, well, that's tomorrow, because it's obviously it's 7:10 now on Wednesday evening. That's tomorrow at 3 o'clock, which is like a couple hours into the racing day, based on the racing starting approximately 1 o'clock. It's just a case of I know I'm going to be tying up approximately 70 quid. So I just want to make sure it's not tied up for ages, because I might need that 70 quid to do like my racing match as in tomorrow morning, and some EPs, some extra places like tomorrow afternoon. So if I was happy enough with that, I could even look at this 5 one, but the only problem I've got with that one, it's another orbit shown there. You place a back bet at 5, and then your lay is only 4.9, so you're making an actual profit out of that. And I've been making £8.16 on that one. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick with this one. So if I click on open there on that one, just to make sure the odds haven't changed, because I've been sitting looking at the screen a little while explaining it. Hopefully they won't be changing too dramatically, because it's 7:10 on the day before, so you won't have many people betting on it. But I don't know, this might be a red flag for the Paddy Power placing bets the day before. But the way I see it is I'm just using my free bet that I potentially won today, even though I didn't win it today. I won it yesterday or the day before, depending on which one I used earlier, when I used the free bet earlier. So you can see here I'm going to win if the horse wins, which is probably a little bit unlikely. It's probably more likely to lose than win. It's 7s, about 6-1. Depends how many horses are in the race, I suppose, and whether it's close to being favourite. But if the horse does win at the Bookies, we'll win £60 at the Bookies, and we'll lose £51.65 out of our exchange, so out of markets. If the horse wins at the exchange, we'll not lose anything from the Bookies, because we're putting a £10 free bet on. It's not our money, it was given to us free. And we'll win £8.33, which is the bet we'll be putting on at the exchange, so we'll be £8.33 up. So what we can do, if we go to Paddy Power and we look for Goodwood tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So if I go to meetings and results, and we click on tomorrow, you'll have to bear with me, this laptop's playing right up today. I'm not sure if it's the laptop or the Wi-Fi internet, but I'm going to reboot everything tonight. It's just I don't want to reboot everything because I've got other things running, which is probably another potential problem. Anyhow, Goodwood. See the next race 18 hours. Why is it not showing up the times for those? That's Epsom, that's Galway. I don't know why it's not showing those ones up. Just showing the top 2. I think it was at 3 o'clock. And don't even know if I looked at the horse's name. So if we go back to odds matcher, you can see the horse is West Wind Blows. So you can see it's still 7, so I'm happy enough for that. And it's already defaulting to use a free bet. Okay, so it tells you up here that you've got a free bet. That's why it takes a little while to load that one up. And it's already defaulting because the last time I came into this bet slip, I left that switched on. And that's where the problem lies. If you don't want to place a free bet, you have to ensure you take that off. You know, most other bookies, in fact, I don't know any others that work like Paddy Power do. All the other bookies, you have to specifically turn that on every bet you make to use a free bet or select a free bet. Whereas yeah, it just defaults to using a free bet if you last left it like that. If you last left that switched off, then it won't. You have to switch it on. But just bear in mind that, because obviously if you've seen my previous video, I fell foul of that and I lost a £10 free bet because I used it inadvertently. So we need to put £10 in there still, and it's saying we're going to use a £10 free bet, and because it's at 7.0 we'll get £60 back. because you don't get your stake returned on the free bet. If that was £10 you were using of your own cash and it wasn't a free bet, you'd be getting £70 back here. So what I'm going to do quickly before I actually place that bet, I'm just going to go back to Odds Monkey and I'm just going to click on this refresh button here to make sure the odds haven't changed on Smartbets, because it was 7.2 when we started this one. No, see, it's gone up to 7.4. So we've lost out a little bit there because it's gone to 7.4, so we're only going to win £8.10 or £8.11. I'm still happy enough with that. I'm happy enough with anything over £8, like I say, as a general rule of thumb. So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to place that bet. If you weren't happy with it, you would just come back here and delete the bet out. So the bet's on there. Go back Odds Monkey, and I'll refresh that again in case it's come back down. Sometimes it goes up and back down quickly, but it probably hasn't in this case. I don't want to go up any further because this will come down under £8. It's still at 7.4. You've got an option here. You could come out of here and just put it on manually on Smartbets and try and get the 7.2. Chances are you get somewhere between 7 and 7.2 between now and the race starts, but it's a bit of a gamble, and that's not what we're about. So I'm just going to lay the bet. Saying, are you sure? I'll lay the bet. So you can see I've got £175 there, and it's going to place a bet of £8.11. The liability is £51.85. And that bet's been placed. So you just click OK. No, I managed to get 7.33676 odds. For some reason it changed a little bit as I placed it. So now the profit's going to be 8.17 or 8.18, which is a little bit better than the 8.11. So what I'm going to do now, there's obviously the liability, there's 51.85, and we have to take that off here, 175 balance that I did have in Smartbets, so that's come down. What I do now is I click log bet, and that just puts it into your profit tracker, which I'll show you now. I'll just click straight on the view profit tracker. That opens up your Odds Monkey profit tracker eventually, at some point. Hopefully today. So I need to wind it up. Give it a good wind up. And as you can see there's the bet there at the top. So these are in chronological order with the oldest at the bottom. So your newest bets come on the top here. The event shows you there the sport. So all the ones with horses on, horse racing obviously. The event date and time. If it's in green, it means it's future, and so it hasn't taken place yet. So you can instantly see how many outstanding bets you've got. Also, you haven't settled it, so you haven't marked it as settled. You can just see there, West Wind blows. We've got the Bookies, Paddy Power, the exchange of Smartbets, and we're going to make a profit of approximately £8.16. The reason I say approximately because it differs by a few pence either way, depending on whether your horse wins or doesn't win. So you can see there, if it doesn't win and the exchange wins, which I'm hoping is more than likely, we'll get 2 pence more. It's neither here nor there really though. You can actually change this as well to say, you can put in the tool like you used. We used Odds Matcher, if you remember at the start of the video. So put Odds Matcher in there, it'll just save the tool that we used for that. If you want to export the data to like Excel or something, you can look and you can categorize everything by the tool you used, and by the bookies and by the exchanges, because obviously you're going to have a few different exchanges in here potentially. You can see all my recent stuff Smartbets because that's where I've got my bank basically. And that's it. We're £8.16 up tomorrow before we even go to bed tonight. We know we're going to make £8.16. You can't get better than that. Go to bed knowing I'm £8.16 up before I even start doing anything tomorrow, which is all good news. And that's basically how you use your free bet. It doesn't get much simpler really. Those bets are in. One will win, one will lose. Either way, we'll either win £8.16 profit or £8.18 profit. Hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, or if you have any questions about it, then give me a shout. That £8.16 doesn't show up in today's number, obviously. It'll be when I log in tomorrow. It'll show us £8 tomorrow. And then this will tot up as well. a little bit. That's a bit low this month because I haven't been doing much. But yeah, if there's any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try and explain further if that isn't self-explanatory. That's it. Give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. If you want to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos, then by all means do that as well and help support the channel. And I'll be back with some other aspects of Odds Monkey and other making money whilst on the road at some point soon. Okay, thanks now. Bye.